Hey there everyone, another video, another progress update, and unfortunately I'm on cam. I was sick the last time I put a video out, and hence I didn't want to go on cam. I've made a ton of changes, mainly fixes, little tweaks here and there to the theme creator since the last video. I'm not going to go through that list. I'm just going to go through some of the enhancements that I think you're really going to love. So with that said, we're going to go into it right now. The fixes and slight tweaks and all that kind of stuff, I'll post on YouTube so you can see the changes I've made if you're interested in some of the progress I've made since the last video. But like I said, we'll go into the new features. And boom, we're right in. So with the latest release of BigBox Beta 2, the team has lovingly supplied these two values that I could leverage, navigation in progress and navigation direction, to which I then translate and provide these values for theme creator generated themes. All right, so what will that do? Well, it would be best if I just show you the result directly within BigBox itself with that generated or published theme. All right, so let's see, if I go to Neo Geo, for example, we got a wall view. I go left and right, go up and down, do a mixed bag. All right, so let me explain. So with the 4 examples, I'll try and go over this real quick. This one, I'm just showing an ellipse based on up, down, left, right direction, okay? And if it's come to rest and it's essentially in the center, then I don't display anything at all. So I'm using visibility conditioning for this. So it's real easy. I've got 4 ellipses and I've placed them over the D-pad of this PS5 DualSense controller, okay? And by default, I've set all 4 to collapsed. They will not display. They will only display with a visibility condition when the appropriate navigation direction value is met. So in this case, this is the right ellipse. Only that will be displayed if this metadata field, navigation direction, is R, okay? So here's all the values, center, down, left, right, and up. And I've got a similar condition for each one, all right? So that was right, this one's down. So if navigation direction is down, make it visible, otherwise it remains invisible or collapsed, okay? And the same is true for left and up. So that's visibility conditioning, leveraging a new metadata field called navigation direction. Now we start getting interesting. So using animations. All right, so with navigation right, for example, we've got 3 animation triggers. When the view first pops up, the very first thing I do, so using immediately, the very first thing I do is make it transparent, make it invisible, okay? No delay, nothing. First thing it does, start time 0, and how long it takes to make it invisible, it's all 0. So it's instantaneous, all right? And I do this for all 4. The very first thing it does, the view pops up, all 4 will be invisible. Now, whenever you're changing direction, so you could be going from nothing to up, or nothing to right, or nothing to left, nothing to down, or if you're going from right to left, up, down, whatever. I have this animation trigger called navigation changed, and whenever there's a change, I'm essentially making the ellipse invisible again, but I've put a slight delay of 0.1. all right? It will do it immediately, but immediately when that change is triggered, but fade out. But don't do it instantaneously, just do a very subtle fade out, okay? And then because this is the right ellipse, we care about this animation binding navigation right. If that is triggered, then what we want to do is fade in the right ellipse, okay? And it takes 0.5 in order to get it up to 100% visible, okay? And I've applied pretty much those same three triggers to each one of the 4 ellipses here. The only thing that's different with each one is what makes them visible. So navigation up, for example, on that one, navigation left, navigation down, and navigation right will make them visible, make the appropriate one visible, okay? Now this one's interesting, this animation with movement. It's a little bit more involved. Similar concept. I'm making the single ellipse or reticle, if you will, position itself to where I've defined it within the editor. So this is where I've defined it, is where it is right now, okay? So I'm saying right off the bat, move it into this current position, all right? Move it into its defined location, both on the x-axis and y-axis, okay? That's the very first thing it does. And then obviously when you do navigation down, I'm making sure that if I'm going straight down, then I want to make sure that on the x-axis it moves back into its defined location, and then on the downward movement I've set a new y coordinate, okay? And the same is true on up. Again, on the x-axis I'm moving it into its defined location, which is here, but then on the y-axis I'm moving it to a different y location, okay? And that's pretty much what I'm doing. So navigation center means I'm just moving the ellipse back to its defined location, all right, when the movement has come to rest. And then this one, which I think is the one that you're going to use the most, all it does, just like with any metadata image that you use, the metadata value is going to dictate what the image name is, okay? So as you can see here, I've got C because it's center, it's come to rest. So it's going to be looking for a C.png, L for left, L.png, R for right, R.png, so on and so forth, okay? So this is, if you've used metadata values to get images to be displayed, it's no different, all right? So I'm saying metadata image to use is navigation direction. I want to get the images from this folder, which is where they are. But the fallback is the same folder, and the file name I wish to use, and this is new too, is metadata. So it's whatever metadata value that you picked here, it's going to use the same value to grab that fallback image from this particular folder. Now I could have created a different folder called fallback, and I've got all the various fallback images in there, okay? But in this case, I don't have one called fallback. It's just in images, and regardless, this is where it's going to get the fallback. So as you can see, I've got the, it looks like an Atari joystick, and that's the fallback image that it's currently using. Now, another property that's brand new is this: use subfolders for platform-specific images. And as you can see, I've now created, or I've now allowed the inclusion of platform-specific subfolders within your media folder. All right, so we are in images, okay, but I'm saying use subfolders, and I have a platform folder, subfolder called Sega Genesis, and within there I have different variations of the controller where it's centered, down, left, right, and up, okay? And you would just simply, if you want platform-specific controllers to be enabled on screen, and as you navigate, the appropriate controller pops up, this is definitely the way to go, all right? And this is not hard-coded for use only with navigation direction. You can use this with any, you could have platform-specific play modes, for example, if you wanted to do that, or regions, you know, or portable icons, if you want them platform-specific. So if you're doing a lot of work that's you're trying to make your platform views very kind of personable to each of the different platforms. Maybe you're going to leverage different colorations, and obviously with color conditioning that I included not so long ago, you can change up some of the font colors and this kind of stuff. But now you can say, hey, you know, I've got icons that I want to make them look very different based on different platforms, and now you can do that. All right, so it's not just joysticks where you can leverage subfolders for platform specific. All right, I just want to make that absolutely clear. It's for anything where it's metadata and you have an a folder, an image folder that you can leverage. You will be given this option to say, hey, you know, do you want to use platform specific? All right, so let's see this in action. All right, again, we'll go in a BigBox. And again, we're in Neo Geo, we're in a wall view. It's using the fallback value, okay? And then we'll go to, what was it? Sorry, Sega Genesis. And there you go. And as you can see, it's using the left, right, down, up, center images based on the new metadata field, the navigation direction. All right, pretty cool, huh? And it also works with, if you're doing, let's say, I don't know, view all games, for example. So we're viewing all games within a wall view, and let's see, trying to get a mixed bag here. All right, here's a Sega Genesis. So it's switched from the, it recognizes the fact that the game that I'm currently highlighting, if you will, it's a Sega Genesis, hence the Sega Genesis controller. I go down, it's still the Sega Genesis controller. Now I go to the left, it's a Sega Game Gear. I don't have a Sega Game Gear subfolder, so it's now reverted back to its fallback. All right, so it's pretty cool. So if you're looking at your entire library like this, or you've done a game search, for example, as you hover over each game, and if you supplied all the appropriate artwork, you'll have the appropriate platform-specific controller on screen navigating away. You know, so that's kind of cool. Or if you don't want to do that, just have, you know, some fancy schmancy controller on screen, and it's navigating just nicely with that, you know, be it like an Atari looking joystick or whatever you want, some kind of joypad. It's whatever you want to do. But I thought that was kind of cool. There's so many different things that you can do here. With animation triggering, for example, you could say when the navigation center has been triggered, you could just, basically the movement has come to rest. You could just simply fade out the entire controller, or you could move it off screen, get it out of the way. Move it down, move it off to the left, whatever you want to do, get rid of it. And only when you start navigating, again using navigation changed, you could say move it back on screen. There's so many different things that you could do. It's pretty cool. So that in effect is it. All right, so like I said, a ton of changes. I'm not going to go through them. Ton of fixes. As much as I would like to show them off, I'm not going to do that. I've still got a fair amount of fixes to go through just to make it, more user friendly. Obviously, I don't want the software to crash. But if you weren't aware, Brian, or Farron as he's known on the forum, Launchbox forum, he does a theme workshop every Thursday, or at least that's what he's done for the past couple of Thursdays, where he builds themes from scratch, and he'll walk you through the whole process. They are long videos, but they're well worth it, because like I said, if you're new to theme creation and you don't want to do coding in XAML from scratch, you want to leverage the theme creator. He uses the theme creator, so it's very worthwhile kind of watching his videos, seeing how he uses the software to come up with the themes that he's come up with. All right, and the beauty of them being out on YouTube, obviously you can just follow along, pause the video, see what he's done, see how he's set the properties, and then keep going. All right, so they're very, very intuitive and very informative, and you really should check them out. They're very well done, and the themes that he does, they're very, very cool. All right, so so where does that leave the software? So I'm trying to button it up the best I can. No crashes. Try and get some of the little quirky things put to bed. I am looking at trying to release this software over the next coming weeks, be it 2, 3, 4 weeks. I want it to coincide with the official release of BigBox with its current version. The reason being is I'm leveraging the whole new navigation direction stuff. So it doesn't make sense for me to release the software now. Well, it's not finished, but if it were finished, it's not ready, because if you would be running that against the current official build, which doesn't support navigation, so it's kind of pointless doing it at this point in time. So we're looking at their time frame basically. If it's 2 weeks, that's fine. If it's 3 weeks, that's fine. I will try and time it with the release of the official release. It will be either later on that day or the following week. All right, but I'll try and get it as close as I can. So that's how far away from releasing this software finally. It's almost been a year since I've been working on this build, or it will be a year, end of July. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I hope you like the navigation stuff. I think it's really cool. Kudos to Christian on the Launchbox BigBox team for making that change. I've been nagging him, off and on for which seems like forever. And before he started, I was nagging Jason off and on, definitely forever. So it'll be nice to finally see this in BigBox in its official release, and whenever I find the time to actually build themes and whatnot, I'm certainly going to visit that and finally get a controller in there that is based on user input. It's something I've been wanting to do for about 3 years, so it'll be really cool, and more importantly, it'd be very cool to see what you guys come up with, when I finally release my software. So with that said, I'm done with this progress update. This may be the very last progress update. The next video I put out may very well be just a live stream to recap absolutely everything that this new software now does versus what the current forum build has to offer. All right, I certainly won't be going into the fixes and all that kind of stuff. That is not, unless of course it's a fix compared to what the forum build is currently doing. But more often than not, I'm just gonna, just go through the enhancements. What does this build provide that the forum build does not? That kind of thing. All right, just to recap and refresh everyone's memory of what this big build is all about. All right, so until then, 2 weeks from now, whenever it may be, again, I don't know when the BigBox team is planning to release their official build of BigBox, LaunchboxDBID. So I'm just going to keep plugging away the best I can, as fast as I can, just so that I'm ready when they're ready. All right, so when I get a feel for when they're ready, then that's probably when I'll schedule a live stream and go through all the list of enhancements. All right, so until then, take care everybody. I hope you like this. I hope you'll join me for a live stream when I finally gonna get to that point in the coming weeks. Please join me when I put that out there. The list is exhaustive. It will be a live stream, so you will be able to ask questions. It will certainly be a good one. I think it will be a good one, and I think you'll really like the software or love the software if you've used the forum build and you like what that does. You're going to absolutely fall in love with this version. It is night and day. You're going to love it. And if you've never used the software before, hopefully this version is a lot more intuitive. It's certainly a lot faster to use, the one that's currently out in the forum. But anyway, until then, take care, and hopefully I'll see you all in the live stream in 2, 3, 4 weeks. All right, bye everyone.